Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to read to your program Tarot January 2020 Monthly Horoscope. And this is for you coming from Aries. Now, I'm going to give you something to think about your first 15 days. But before that, I'd like to show you my email address, and here it is. Send me an email if you wish to have a 90-minute session with me, which will cost you USD $50, or if you have any questions for me in any other department. Now, these tarot cards. For the first 15 days of January, I'm going to pull a card for you and I'm going to talk to you about your areas of job. And let's see what happens. First 15 days. Well, it's the first 15 days which are going to be very slow. So frustration will be seen for you in job areas as what you really want will not happen. So be patient in the first 15 days. If you start to go faster than your planets, you're going to have many U-turns, you get nowhere. There's some things I like from this card. We show that the determination level for you will be good. So at least that will keep you somehow get somewhere in your job. But overall, be patient, nothing much is happening. Now I'll pull another card for you, and it's got to do with business. Let's see what this card says for you, for business. Well, it's a very interesting card. He said there are many possibilities here for you to change businesses, get into new ones, or even improve the businesses you have to attract business partnerships as well. So in the area of business, the first 15 days are quite exciting. The level of determination here is good. The level of expansion here is good. But there's also a sign on this card that says, be careful of the past. Perhaps the past mistakes that you have made, and don't repeat these mistakes. Just keep that in mind. But overall, I would say, again, be patient in business. Take your time to get things done. Now, what about a new romance? Just in case you find a new romance, what do we do with this card? Well, it's an interesting card. For you, it's a lucky card. So I would say in the first 15 days of January to 2020, you can find a new romance. And it will be a very bright romance. Bright in the sense that it will be a very happy one. All I need you to do is to just observe if this person you meet is of the aggressive type. And if it is, then have a word or two with this person to try and tame down that aggressiveness. That's the only thing I don't like from this card. So you keep your eyes open and your ears open to see what happens. Now, what about a romance that you may already have? What does the card says? Now, this is not a very good card. The romance that you already may have, the skies are very dark. The black moon is there. In this, the possibility of making a good decision is also very difficult for you. But you have the energy to somehow find solutions as well. So you can, as you see the card shows, you can get rid of what is bad and attract the very good. So it's not a hopeless card, but it's a tough card for you. You'll have to make many attempts to have your ongoing romance, to put it on in a better state. Now, what about your marriage areas? Let's see if you happen to be married. Let's see what the card says. Well, this is a card of finance, of business, of job, of money. So I would say if there is a problem, it's got to be what's happened in the recent past or in the past about financial situations which are making your marriage have a bit of a downturn. So it's you listening to me. Don't bring up in the first 15 days of January any issues like that. You'll only dampen the whole atmosphere between your marriage. But keep in mind that the area of marriage is the finances that is creating the problems. Keep that in mind. Now let's go to the last 16 days of January. And we'll start with the job firstly. And let's see what happens there for you. Okay. Well, this is not a very good card. It's a stable card, but it's a card of frustration. where opposites are shown to meet opposites. So nothing very much is going to happen for you in the area of job, which is very promising in the last 16 days of January. So you'll have to stay where you are. Trying to get a new job, trying to move into something new is going to be very difficult for you. So many unexpected twists and turns from this card. So stay where you are in the job area in the last 16 days. You'll be safer there. Now, what about business? So let's see how you're going to do your business in the last 16 days. Well, this card says is money going out, not money coming in. So the last thing you want to be is adventurous in the last 16 days. You don't want to be that. You want to hold on to what money you have. You don't want to put it out. You don't want to invest in anything. You don't want to be adventurous. Just stay as you are. Look after what you have. It's called consolidate. So consolidate what you have, protect what you have, and don't think that you want to look for expansion either. What about a new romance? Should you find a new romance? So let's see. In the last 16 days. Well, this is a card of complication. Complication, not a very happy card. So if I apply it to a new romance, you may find somebody who is still somehow involved with somebody else. So if you get involved in this new romance in the last 16 days, you are going to inherit somebody who also is still involved, and therefore a third party is going to create unhappiness. So think twice before you rush into a new romance in the last 16 days. Take your time. Think about it. Now, what about an ongoing romance that you may have in the last 16 days? Let's see what happens to that. It's a card called the Hermit, which means there's no area of communications here. But it's the card of the thinker. So you may find solutions being a thinker, but the reality of it is that there's a lot of disappointments waiting for you with your ongoing romance. So what do you do? Well, ask yourself, where are the sensitivities that may give trouble in your ongoing romance, and don't go there. Let the 16 days pass by. Because if you do anything like that in these 16 days, you're going to create problems. Now, what about marriage areas? Let's see if you happen to be married. Okay. Well, it's a card called death. Doesn't mean that. Nobody's going to die. Don't worry. What death means is let the past problems, let them be in the past and look forward to a new beginning. So in some ways, it's a card that shows that difficulties of the past have been there, very active. And now you will have a chance in the last 16 days to cross the border, to cross this, and you will be able to go into new areas in that same marriage that you have, new areas in a more positive way. It's a painful card. It's a card that says you got to go through fire to get stronger, basically. But the end result is you can make your marriage stronger, definitely, in this last 16 days of January. Now I'm going to talk to you about your lucky ages, excuse me. Still got that cough. Lucky ages. All right. So this is for the whole month of January. And this is a brilliant card that I've pulled for you. So I'm going to be saying that people who are the ages of 18, well, I can even start at 9. People, the ages of 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, and for those who are 90 as well, are going to be very lucky in this month of January. You will have the possibility of just putting things together and they will just work marvelously well for you, whether in finances, job, business, romance, marriage, whatever you like. So the luck is with you. And what if you are not of these ages? Well, I have a 90-minute session for you, which will cost you USD $50 to know your next 8 or 9 years. And I'll give you a lot of information. We'll talk about that a bit later. Now I'm going to give you your lucky dates, DATES, lucky dates. And let's see what the lucky dates are going to be. Well, this is a card called the Wheel of Fortune. And in this case, it's a bright card. And so I would say that your lucky days are going to be very mystical days. And these are the 7th, the 16th, and the 25th of January. Fantastically super days where something really good can happen for you in any area of your life. So bookmark these dates down and use every hour to see how you can improve it. Now I'm going to talk to you about your lucky colors. When you wear any color, you open a channel of energy to the planet who rules that color. That's how the thinking goes. And what is the color going to be which is lucky for you? Well, from this card, I'm going to say red. Try to wear plenty of red. Colors are important on our body, waist upwards. So that's where you should wear plenty of red and touch red in any way you can. And now I'm going to talk to you about the lucky direction. So there are 9 planets were called to surround Earth. When we look north or south or east or west, we're going to face a planet. So for you, for the whole month of January, what's the card going to be? It's a card again of the Wheel of Fortune, which means that if you face south with this card, if you face south, you're going to be just extremely lucky, either getting inspirational ideas, or either saying the right thing, or either in your office just coming up doing just marvelous things. So face south for inspiration. Even going to the casino, face south. Try to do that when you're just playing this numbers machine. So south is going to do marvelously well for you. And now, who is the lucky contact that you might find to meet in the month of January? Let's see what this card says here for you. Well, I'm going to favor Leo with this card. I'm going to favor Leo. So I would say that somebody from Leo may show interest in you, or could you be interested in somebody with Leo, and the connection will be very fruitful and very happy for you. So this is the information I have for you for the month of January. Now with this 90-minute session, which will cost you USD 50, I'll show you how to connect to the super energy that we all have. It's a very simple way, but it needs to be explained to you. And I will show you that in the 90 minutes. And I'll give you a lot of information about your lucky colors and your lucky gemstones and your lucky days and your lucky directions, on and on. You need this sort of energy from the universe. And I will also show you how to formulate your own personal lucky lottery numbers. It's a very interesting way. And if you play lottery numbers, you just have to get this system so that you can be in charge of what numbers you are creating for yourself. And I'll show you how to do that. All this will be based on your date of birth, your time of birth, and most of all, looking at your palms. Your palms are very special. Your palms are a format for all the 9 planets there. And the beauty about the palms is that it moves, it changes. The horoscope, once you have a date of birth and time of birth, it cannot change. But palms change. So the palms give you that leeway how to improve yourself, and it will show that on the palms. Well, I look forward again to meeting you one day. Until then, I wish you a good month of January. Thank you and goodbye.